It's Bruce Langley. You might have remembered the name from if you ever had any of the WL Toys V911 12 or 13s, like you see here. When they, probably about 3 years ago, I was modifying these and was on RC Groups. You may be seeing this on RC Groups or YouTube. And the reason I'm showing you helicopters on a WL Toys 12-4-28 A-Cross tread is that's how I found my A-Cross. And I'm doing this video real quick to show the difference in suspensions and what you should do, what's a good thing, and I will try to get this in early. So I can't review the video as I'm taking it, and I'm using my onboard camera, I hope, a Mattel's Hot Wheels Video Racer, and I can't tell where the camera's pointed, so I'll make you seasick with how I do this. But something's better than nothing. I'm hoping you can see the Team Associated 18 T2 shock O-rings. They're little red silicone O-rings that fit perfect on the stock shock shaft of the A-Cross. And if there's anything this buggy needs, it's oil in the shocks, and they're brilliant shocks. They're adjustable for the spring rate. I think the spring rate's pretty high. And actually, I can't tell this is pointed. I've tried this video a couple times. I think I will try to aim it better. Hopefully, this is the go. And we know how bouncy these are. All vehicles need oil in their shocks. These did. Why the bean counters at WL Toys decided not to add that little O-ring for 0.03 cents, and, you know, a teeny, not even a thimble full of oil, probably for all the shocks, who knows. But I've done that to my first one. I bought the first one here from Tom Top, $56 in the door in 5 days. How do you beat that? You don't, so I bought the second one. I couldn't resist, and I've been modifying it ever since. I put some Traxxas Rustler shocks in the rear. I'm going to try to pan up and down here. That I happened to when I was racing RC 25 years ago. San Diego is a hotbed of RC racing. I ran Traxxas Rustler on-road. We had big paved ovals, small indoor paved ovals, dirt tracks, all kinds of good stuff. I ran Yokomo four-wheel drive on-road, pan cars, team cars, lots of stuff, and you learned how to do suspension then, and I kept a lot of stuff. I just broke it all back out now, and man, I've still got a lot of stuff. So on this car here, I already put shocks on the back. I tried some other aftermarket shocks on the front. I didn't like them so much. Then I found the O-rings. I've just now put O-rings in the stock shocks. They're on the front now. The springs are pretty heavy, stock ones, and I tried 30 weight, 40 weight. I went all the way up to 80 weight oil in the front. Now, as you see, no damping is what it's called. Now we have damping, and there's a little sack, meaning the suspension settles a little bit, so you have travel all through it. This is with 80 weight with those heavy springs. I don't have any springs that'll match that. The rear has 30 weight, and I found better springs, and it's really nice compression there. I did put the upgraded links, which change the angle of the drive shaft. That's a good thing, and it picks it up more, so it's not quite a severe angle. When it's compressed, the angle changes to the better. And we'll see if you can see that. I don't know. I can't do anything until I review it and then either crap the movie or try another one. The good thing that's critical is tie rod ends here. That you can change the toe in. They come with a dramatic amount of toe out, rather. About 3/16. The new car is virtually the same. I've changed it. You can change it now with the adjustable links to about 1/16. 0 to 1/16 is good. Camber at 0, meaning this way, is good. Caster, which is this way, is built into the blocks. You can't change that, but that's all. You can't change it, so it doesn't matter. But it does work good. This car, no good. This car has a good bounce. Not a bounce, but a damping in the suspension. And it's a little bit lower. It's all good. The only thing I've changed on the new car is adapters so I can charge off the Tenergy proper battery charge. It takes about 50 minutes to charge that 1500 now rather than 3 hours. And if nothing else, I'm going to try to do a multimedia that the battery hangs in on this little camera. Hey, move, get out of the way. Come on, move it, move it, move it, move it. Knucklehead. Okay. I'm hoping you can see that shot there of the inside of the car. I put a old school heat sink on the motor. These are heat sinks on the speed control. I moved that stupid weight out of there, and I'm going to try, hang on, I have a Monsters of Touring, old school 19 double, I think it is. I'm going to try that because it's going to be lighter. This is, I think they say it's a 17 turn, maybe a 17 single, I would assume. And obviously here's the stock shocks. I've changed mine. What else did I do? Not much else in the picture, I think. But I have listed all the things I've done. Don't know if you'll be able to read it, but things I've done to my car are tapped an adapter for the LiPo. I'll talk fast so I can charge it with the other one. All the wirings, the connectors are all soldered. That's real important, so you just don't pull your connectors apart. I removed about half the webbing over the headlights so they're much brighter. Removed the side panels off the roll bar. I tried some old school slicks. They were too hard. I removed the spare tire and then clipped the frame. At least it's a usable tire, and the lock nut's the same as what's on the car. I put some LED red taillights on it and just tapped them into the light harness. That's all good. It works fine. Pulled the counterweight off. Heat sinks. I use something called Militech 1, MILITEC-1 oil for the motor and ball bearings. Powdered graphite to the pinion and spur gear. New little mounts. I'm getting lost here in my own stuff. I'll put the little battery detector on top of the battery case. I put a hang on, a Robic stopwatch, just so I can time my runs onto the stock controller. That's always a good thing, to know your battery, even though the low battery detector will tell you what's up. I'm considering putting the 12423 body posts on the cars, on my car, on the modified. I'm probably only going to do the shocks and maybe the tie rod. I'm going to fab up some tie rods so I can change the toe in. But I want to have one virtually stock car, but the suspension has to be done, period. Just has to be done. And the O-rings, Jesus, it cost me $3 for O-rings. And takes a little bit. The only thing I didn't like on the one set of stock shocks, the top caps just about wouldn't come off. The knucklehead who put them together stripped them, and I got them off, and I thought I collapsed the plastic body, but it's rebounded and the piston moves smooth again. But that scared me, going, oh man, I've lost those shocks. But I think they'll be fine. Just be prepared that, you know, the front shocks just top where you put the oil and came apart easy. Camera's all cattywampus. This is going to be a great video. Oh, and it's also on it's a high res. It's 60. What is it? 60 frames per second. Boy, hold on to your seats with the focus on this thing. But hey, it's a Hot Wheels camera. I'm going to strap it to the car. You know, it's like under $20. I put it on the helicopters. What more do you want? You know, you wreck it, big deal. In fact, I stripped it out. I took the wheels off. It's never been a Hot Wheels car. So that's about it for now. I'll bet the battery's going away here. With any luck, we'll have a video on it running on board. But here we are again, the rear of the. Who knows if we can see this? The rear of my modified buggy, the rear of a stalker, front of a stalker, stock buggy, front of a modified with oil and better rates. Okay, that's it. See ya. Have fun. Bye.